Welcome back at 7. Large baseball-sized hail hammered parts of Michigan yesterday. Can you remember the last time we saw hail that size? To talk about more about this is next weather meteorologist Ahmad Bajjey.
Yeah, the last time in Michigan that we had any hailstone near that size was back in 2015, the largest hailstone in northern Michigan history. But even aside from that, hail of this size does not happen often, really in the country, much less in southeast Michigan. So here's what we've got going on with that. So the big thing with all of this is all about how big these hailstones get. Baseball size hail. What does it take to create a chunk of ice that large? Well, when it comes down to it, this is what you're looking at. You've got the hail forming within an updraft. We have to go in to the storm to be able to see that. The updraft starts off trying to take a little drop, just a water droplet, and it pushes it up higher than where the air is below freezing. Up in the tallest point of a thunderstorm is where you're actually much colder than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The harder and harder it pushes, the stronger and stronger that updraft is. The more it pushes that hailstone up above that freezing level. Eventually, it adds more and more ice, and that weight of that hailstone overcomes the updraft. But it depends on how strong that updraft is for how large a hailstone can get. So a 24-mile-an-hour updraft, wind of 24 miles an hour, pushing up into the center of a thunderstorm, will be able to make a hailstone about the size of a pea. Going all the way down, the size of a penny, needs a 40-mile-an-hour updraft. Severe winds are 60 miles per hour. You get a severe thunderstorm with 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that's what's needed to create a hailstone of about the size of a ping pong ball, which we saw several times during the storms on going into Thursday. So a lot of issues there just trying to get even to that strong. When you get all the way up to the size of a tennis ball and a baseball, you're talking 70 to 80 mile per hour updrafts in order to create a hailstone of that size. That's how much wind, how much force is required to cause an ice ball that big to be created within a thunderstorm. And not just one, you're talking about several, which is what parts of the state saw yesterday going through that severe weather. It's wild to see, and sometimes when it comes to the science of weather, it takes a lot of wind to do just the same.